Om Tat Sat. This is Swami Nikhilananda, and welcome to Spirituality and Vedanta Philosophy. My humble prostrations to the universal divine energy, to my worshipful Guru, Shri Swami Jyotirmayananji Maharaj of Yoga Research Foundation, Miami, Florida, USA, to all the sages and saints of the world, and to you divine souls watching this video. In my regular videos, I explain deep mystic insights about spirituality and Vedanta philosophy. If you like my videos, please consider subscribing my YouTube channel and sharing this spiritual knowledge with others. Today's video is going to be in two parts, and both of these are very significant videos because I've received a lot of requests from different sources, different devotees, and so I wanted to cover them in these two parts. Part 1 is on Mantra Japa basics. What is a mantra? What is a japa? How to do it? And part 2 will be on how to use a japa mala to do your mantra japa. So let's get started on part 1, which is the Mantra Japa. Mantra is basically a mystic formula of invocation. It's bringing that divine presence within you, and it's made up of two words, man and tra. Man implies mind, and tra is transcending the mind. So there's a shloka that says, mananat trayate iti mantra. Mananat trayate. So divine name that protects and helps to transcend the mind. As you know, the mind is always thinking and thoughts are coming in all the time, and therefore we don't experience the peace. But this process would help us transcend the mind itself. That's mantra. Japa is a repetition. Japa is a meditative repetition of a divine name. So, and there are different choices of which divine name works for you. There is total freedom according to Vedanta and Sanatana Dharma, but it's the repetition and a meditative experience almost of a divine name. It says, Jakaro janma vicheda pakaro papa nashanam. Jakaro is so two letters, ja and pa in Hindi. Ja means Jakaro janma vicheda, which means it cuts your cycle of birth and death. It grants you liberation. Pakaro papanashanam. It also removes all the sins that we may have committed either knowingly or unknowingly over a long period of time. So therefore, these small words, mantra and japa, are extremely powerful, and therefore reciting the japa and the mantra is very accepted practice in Vedanta as well as Sanatana Dharma. The types of japa, how do you do it? There are basically 3 ways in which you can do it. There's a fourth one also, which we don't need to cover a lot in this video because that is really likhit japa, where you write something, write a mantra over and over again in a book. But in today's video, we are really discussing more about how to chant it. So it's more like vocal. So there are 3 types. Vaikhari is where you can, it's audible. When you're chanting a mantra, it's audible. When you're doing it while you're alone, it's audible to you. And when you're chanting it in a group of people, it should be audible to all of them. So that process is called Vaikhari, which is more vocal. So for example, you use the mantra Om Namah Shivaya. So you would chant like Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. So you could hear yourself say it. Upanshu is the next level. So as you are going a little bit deeper in your practice, whispering is enough for you to get you into that state. And so therefore you don't chant it loudly, but you do whisper like Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. So that's how you're doing it, where your mind is able to hear it. And the third type is mansik, where you are further purifying yourself, where you don't need vocal or even the whisper. It can be mental, where you just do it mentally. So you can't even hear me because I'm doing it mentally. And you can do the same, whether you're in a mall or in a shopping place or in the office. You have a few minutes to yourself. That's a beautiful way to do it because it's mental, it's within you. So those are the three types of japas. Now, how do you do a mantra japa? Mantra japa, you have to, like any discipline, it takes effort, and it takes time to form it into a habit. So make a resolve and then you stick to it. You can say, I will start with 5 malas a day. I will, a mala, you can watch that in my next video, which I'll be releasing tomorrow shortly. And then you can understand the whole process. But a mala, you can say, I will do 5 malas, or I will do 10 malas, or I will start with maybe 2, depending on how busy you are. And each mala has 108 beads, so it's not a very time consuming process, but extremely rewarding. You then stick to a fixed schedule is what I would recommend. Typically, according to the Vedantic tradition, Brahma Muhurta is the best time to do these kind of practices. Brahma itself means God, Muhurta means the auspicious time. So this is a beautiful time early in the morning. Typically it's from 3:30 a.m. to 6 a.m. before sunrise normally. So any time that if you can find that in your schedule, that would be very beneficial. But if you are working at that time, or you just doesn't work, you can start with any time, and gradually as you expand your practice or go deeper into it, you will find it easier. So that's your choice, but I would certainly recommend Brahma Muhurta if you're able to do so. And another very important thing that many people miss that point is that you should do your mantra daily, even if you're stressed, even if you don't feel like it, even if your mind typically plays a lot of tricks with you. It will try to tell you, what's the point, I'm not benefiting from it, I'm not feeling peaceful. Don't listen to your mind. It's you're trying to train a wild horse, so it does take effort, and you do have to be persistent with it. So please continue that process, and soon you will see the rewards, where the mind starts to understand that my master is really firm, and it will start obeying you. And it's only at that point that you really start to experience the peaceful vibrations within you, and you start to enjoy that feeling itself. And of course, in any mantra, in any japa, the most important thing is your feeling, we call it your bhavana. So if your bhavana is pure, your feeling is pure, your quality becomes very, very good in the mantra japa. So please make sure you feel the devotional aspect as well. Don't do it just mechanically. Although some days, if you are doing it that way, as I explained before, it's okay. But as you go deeper, you will start to enjoy the mystic experience also. It's perfectly normal to develop bhakti, devotion in your mantra japa. So if you're thinking of Krishna and you want to think of the flute, his flute playing, the mountains and the cows and Radha with him, it's perfectly okay to go in that direction, because it's all in the direction of Krishna, and it all blends together if it helps you in your mantra japa and in your experience. Now, ideally, mantra is a Guru Shishya Parampara. You have heard many, many videos where I talk about the glory of the Guru. So the best thing is to really get it from an authentic Guru, an authentic master, because he has been through that process and he can help with that. And also it's a mystic formula that he mixes and gives you. So it's kind of a nice thing. But if you don't have a Guru, then that's okay. Also, you can start with any mantra. It generally should be short. Don't make it so long that chanting a mala becomes overly tedious in your experience. So typically small mantras, Om is the smallest mantra, of course, but any mantra that appeals to you, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Shri Ramaya Namah, Om Shri Krishnaya Namah, are all good mantras. And it's also your individual feeling. Whatever you like, you can go there. Vedanta gives you total freedom for doing that. And Once, it's also very important for me to point out, because a lot of people who are new to this process get confused. So if you are doing your mantra, and during that mantric process you start to feel like meditating, you're feeling very pure and divine, and you want to go deeper, at that point it's perfectly okay to stop your mantra. Why is it perfectly okay? Think of yourself as knocking on somebody's door. Knock, knock, knock. No, nobody there, knock, knock, knock. And when they open the door, you don't have to do the knock, knock, knock anymore. See? So the whole point of doing the mantra is to connect you with that divine experience. So if that connection has occurred and you're feeling like meditating, it's perfectly okay to stop your mala and go deeper into that experience. So I just wanted to clarify that point also. Japa is extremely sacred, very holy. So it's your spiritual experience. You don't need to flaunt it, you don't need to share it with others. Although if you're in a yoga class, or if you're in a group of spiritual aspirants, and you need to share those experiences to learn from each other, that's perfectly okay as well. But it's very holy, so you need to treat it as sacred and holy. And I think that's it for Mantra Japa. I think we have covered a lot of topics. Please watch the next video, which is on Japamala, because typically you do the mantra with the help of a Japamala, which I'll cover in more detail as well. I hope you're finding these videos helpful. Please leave me comments, and if you would like me to cover something else, please feel free to share that as well. And stay healthy, stay safe, stay happy. Om Tat Sat. This is Swami Nikhilananda. Hari Om.